Hi everybody! Welcome. It's Lady Nakazawa here, and today we're going to be getting into some VTuber Newsy news. But before we do, smash subscribe, hit the like, ring the bell, and also please follow me on Twitch if you can. Okay, on to our very first piece of Newsy news. This is Mint Fantome. So Mint Fantome is a female English Japanese speaking virtual YouTuber. After retiring in 2021, she became Pomu Rainpuff, was affiliated with NIJISANJI's First Wave Lazu Light, then went back to being an indie. So this is Mint. So why are we talking about Mint today? Well, guys, this is posted on the Kurosanji subreddit, and this is posted by Twilight. The title is, Jesus Christ. Twilight says, you saying strict, more like how greedy Kurosanji is. Like Mint talks about how strict 3D is to get, yet I barely see any such content. And the source is this video. So let's take a look at this video just to get some context, okay?
I don't know how it works in Holo. I know for like maybe other companies, it's like a special, it's like a, you have to like earn the other outfits in 3D kind of deal. Yeah, so if they're just like, if you like want to use a different outfit for a 3D, you either pay or earn
wow.
it. So,
earn it.
From what I've heard. From what I've heard. Allegedly.
From what I heard. So hypothetically, you had to pay or earn to get a 3D model. So let's take a look at what some of the people on Reddit got to say about that. Omrajid says, the more I heard about Kurosanji, the worse it gets. It never gets better. Every ex-Niji-en person has spoken negatively about management, every single one of them. And coincidentally, the one that NDF and sisters hate the most has said the least about Niji since she left. Timna says, it's not just difficult for livers to get new 3D outfits. It's difficult for some of them to get 3D at all. Some livers have been at Niji for half a decade and still don't have their own 3D debuts. Mint has been very vocal on multiple occasions about her frustrations towards Niji since becoming Mint, some of which are particularly clear-cut. It's kind of crazy that he's like, oh yeah, you gotta earn your 3D. It's just like this is an asset that belongs to the company. Like, please let me have a 3D. It's a little bit bizarre. Of course, not completely out of left field for Niji-sanji, who's just constantly collecting L's like they're going out of style. All right, on to our next piece of Newsy news. This is Mikeneko. Mikeneko is an independent Japanese VTuber who primarily streams on YouTube. Mikeneko, she goes under many names. She's been with many agencies under many different personas, but Mikeneko is kind of like where she's currently parked at this moment. So Mikeneko has been going through a very, very messy divorce with Mafumafu, and Mafumafu is a Japanese singer. They have been going through a very public, very messy divorce. However, it looks like things are finally settling. So we have a statement here. So this is from Mikeneko, and this is posted on her Twitter/X account. It says, to all concerned parties and fans, I would like to announce that the dispute between me and Mafumafu has been resolved by mutual consent with both civil and criminal claims abandoned. I apologize to all concerned parties and fans for the inconvenience and concern caused. I have not engaged in any acts of infidelity, domestic violence against others, threats against third parties, or abuse of cats. I will continue to work hard on my streaming activities, so I appreciate your warm support. October 8th, 2024, Mikeneko. It kind of seems like they've reached a settlement more than anything. This is from Mafumafu. All right, so let's read this one. Dear all, thank you for your continued support. This is Mafumafu. I would like to inform you about the outcome of my lawsuit with Miss A. Miss A is Mikeneko. The point of issue was, quote, a litigation against postings on anonymous online bulletin board by Miss A from my side, and a, quote, litigation against my comment on live streaming, end quote, from her side. We have been fighting for a long time, and the results is as follows. Yeah, this has been a very long and drawn out thing. Okay, here it goes. It says, quote, both sides have withdrawn and abandoned the civil and criminal charges. And then it says in brackets, the record shows it's a, quote, judicial settlement, but it's more appropriate to say that both sides have given up. I was going to say, like, it's not like these things didn't happen. It's just more like the Mafumafu versus Mikeneko. I guess they both kind of are exhausted by it, and they both have like withdrawn. And it says here, I received a settlement proposal from the opposing lawyer at the end of July, and I've been struggling with it for 2 months. During the trial, the court officials and lawyers who handled my case were really friendly, but the judge in the civil trial advised me, quote, both sides may not be prosecuted, and even if they are, I don't think the punishment will be severe. Wouldn't it be better to value your time and your life rather than continuing fighting for a long time? So I made this decision. It's indeed true, and it's been more than 2 years since I started preparing for the trial with no end in sight. Since the controversy, I've often received anonymous death threats. Oh my God, that's terrible. Even when I was making music, it was painful to think about the trial. So, although it's neither a win nor a loss, I'm relieved that I was able to finish it safely. Looking back now, I have no intention of changing my position, and I wanted to fight to the end, but the most important thing is the legal institution has guaranteed the sentence below. Quote, both parties will have no contact or involvement whatsoever. So like he's like, you know what, I'm willing to settle if she just never talks to me ever again. Then it says, I have done nothing against the other party that is unethical or immoral, and I would like to deny any speculation that may have arisen. Once again, I'm truly sorry. So wow, it kind of sucks in a way because like you really wanted to find out like what exactly happened, right? At the end of the day, it is between them and it really has nothing to do with us. However, because both of them are kind of personalities, let's say, and it was kind of aired out in public, like the public was like, oh, what happened? What happened? What's going on? And then for them to just be like, okay, we're both giving up. It kind of feels like, you know when like an anime has a shitty ending? That's kind of like how it feels here. Like, well, what happened? Like you were invested and now it's like, nothing's happening. So it looks like they both have kind of given up their side. Let's see what the good people on Reddit gotta say. So this is posted on the Kurosanji subreddit, posted by Ink Idiot. Mikeneko says she has resolved things with Mafumafu. Roy says, it sounds like Dr. Disrespect's quote, no wrongdoing was found. Basically, we won't be able to know if anything actually happened. They decided not to talk about it so that their reputation won't be further damaged. Trouble says, let's see how long it takes before another one begins because therapy is not an option for some reason. Yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing, guys. Like, if personalities don't change, history is likely to repeat itself. Maybe Mikeneko is a changed person, maybe, but unlikely. So yeah, even though we don't know the conclusion to this, I'm sure history will probably repeat itself. Arius says, so basically they dropped the proverbial weapons before beginning an endless point-in shootout. Yeah, it was probably the best option. It will just not change anyone's opinion on the matter. Shrug. Anyways, we'll see how long Mikeneko can keep up the facade before maybe putting herself into something more ridiculous than this. Anyways, but hey, you know what? As long as they're both on a healing journey, that's really the important thing. Okay, on to our next piece of newsy news. Yeah, guys, it's Twitch. Twitch being stupid. Who's surprised? Okay, so Twitch support has tweeted this out. So it says, today, we're introducing enforcement notes, additional clarifications and examples within the community guidelines designed to make our rules easier to follow. Going forward, we'll use enforcement notes to outline how our rules apply to trends we see on Twitch. If a new, quote, meta violates an existing policy, we see a spike in our data, or there is large community confusion and discussion on social media, we'll look to publish an enforcement note under the relevant policy, clarifying what behaviors break our rules. Twitch says you can find our first set of enforcement notes under the relevant policies in our community guidelines here. So this is the Twitch website, and I just highlighted the part that's kind of like relevant here. Enforcement notes and clarifications, content warning. When evaluating reports for sexual conduct, attire is just one factor we will use in making a determination on whether conduct is acceptable. We recommend streamers wear attire that would be publicly appropriate for the context, location, and activities they are broadcasting. For example, workout clothes would be appropriate for a fitness stream, and swimsuit would be appropriate from a stream from a public beach. Okay then, so you can't wear what you want anymore on Twitch, guys. It has to be appropriate to the location. The attire policy applies to VTubers in the same way it applies to other streamers. So here they're actually addressing us. They're like, hey, VTubers. And then it says, talia, buttocks, hips, female-presented nipples, and underbust must be covered at all times on general streams. These guidelines apply to VTuber models, but not game characters, including those uploaded into games such as VR chat. It's interesting. They're like, yeah, you know what? We can only control the streamers. We can't control the gaming industry as a whole. Hip coverage is often forgotten in this rule. Please be sure that your VTuber model covers this area. Cover your hips, everybody, because the Twitch nun is coming around to smack you with the ruler, guys. Okay. It says festival and beachwear allows slightly more revealing clothing when within the relevant category, allowing the showing of hips and underbust, but genitalia and female-presenting nipples must still be covered. Static or slightly animated artwork for scenes such as stream starting, be right back, and stream ending artwork must follow all our guidelines. If you are in a setting such as a pool, hot tub, or a beach that may not be real, Props do not require water within them for us to still consider you in the correct context. Okay, so now you don't have to fill your kiddie pool with water. You can just have the kiddie pool present. Your content is still required to be in the correct category and apply any applicable content classification labels. And then it says, if we cannot functionally tell whether or not you are clothed or you are implying you are not clothed through methods such as tight skin-toned clothing, black bars, blurring, hiding behind props, or being off-screen, you will be at risk of enforcement for our attire and possibly our sexual content policies. Wow. If you are off-screen, they have the right to slap you with one of these content policies. This is ridiculous. So Twitch is getting more strict. VTubers have been named in the policy now. Let's see what some of our VTuber peeps are saying on Twitter. Leah Kitty says, Twitch has now confirmed that VTuber hips must be covered. I can think of many VTubers who don't have theirs fully covered, me included. The issue is commissioning new outfits to meet ever-changing guidelines is expensive and time-consuming. Be aware of this clarified rule. This is a thing, guys, right? Like, if anything, VTubers, we're at way more of a disadvantage because we can't just be like, oh, let me just go put on like a different set of clothing, right? We have to actually have art drawn, commission, rigged. This is a lot of work, a lot of extra money too, if you're a VTuber, right? Like, bears the question, like, what else will Twitch change at this point, right? Because like, if you're constantly having to change because Twitch is constantly changing their rules, how does a VTuber even keep up, right? This is posted by Bao the Whale, and then Bao says, how the F is covering myself in diddy amounts of baby oil and going down a slip and slide in a bikini less of an offense than being a ping? Come on, bro. Think of the children. And Pippa says, hips have to be covered, laughing my ass off. It's actually, Kyo says it's actually insane. Here's a perfect example of what we're talking about, right? This person, Bagster, says, VTubers, cover your hips. Also, Twitch's front page. Exhibit A. Yeah, so apparently that's fine. Apparently that's okay. It's the VTubers that are the problem, guys, obviously. Sylvie says, this is starting to feel like the strict high school dress code BS, and I'm so tired. What's next? Nothing above the knee? No shoulders? Probably. It's a little bit crazy, honestly. It's... How dare anime avatars have joints and body parts? Gasp! Anyways, as you can imagine, it's pretty stupid. What the heck's going to happen? We don't really know. But anyways, just another Twitch L this year of many L's that they've been doing. I don't get it, guys. On to our next piece of Newsy news. So Twitch is making more rules. They're rolling out lots of rules. So this is a new one that they've also rolled out as well. So this is posted on Twitter/X by Zach Busi saying, new enforcement note on self-destructive behavior. Prohibited examples. Taking shots of alcohol for subs or doing the cinnamon challenge for a set amount of bits. By the way, who is doing the cinnamon challenge? That is an old one. Oh my goodness. But anyways, it says enforcement notes and clarifications. Selling activities which may cause harm for monetary gain, such as subscriptions, bits, tips, etc., is not allowed. Prohibited examples, taking shots of alcohol for subs or doing the, quote, cinnamon challenge for a set amount of bits. And then it says, drinking goal streams are allowed provided the drinking that takes place is not excessive and would not reasonably be expected to cause harm. Allowed examples, I will open this bottle of Prosecco at 100 subscribers, or drinking stream when we hit 50 new subs tonight. Prohibited examples, I will down this bottle of vodka at 300 subscribers, or I will take a shot for every 100 bits. I guess this makes sense. They kind of want to make sure that you don't really harm yourself on stream. It's a little bit odd because like everyone's alcohol tolerance is much different. Listen, you don't even know if like people are drinking like water and like, oh, I'm having a shot of vodka and it's water. Like, I don't know. This is like the entertainment industry, right? So it's a little bit bizarre, but like obviously, yeah, you don't want your streamer hurting themselves just for the sake of money. Sematical says, I wonder where the line will be drawn on certain things. Cinnamon challenge is a no. Bean boozled will assumedly be fine. But somewhere in between we'll get in trouble. Eating a ghost pepper, teaspoon of hot sauce. I guess we won't know until the first person gets in trouble. Zach says, I think it depends on the reaction and context. Goal to eat shrimp for the first time. Fine for most people. Goal to eat shrimp for the first time because you're allergic and it could kill you. Not fine. Context is everything, guys, right? Like it's really interesting how Twitch will enforce any of this. On to our next piece of newsy news. This is Fallen Shadow, who's commonly nicknamed Shondo. Some of these new Twitch rules have kind of Shondo in mind. Let's take a look. This is posted on the virtual YouTuber subreddit and saying Twitch banned all lolly and Shota model VTubers with any kind of sexual framing. So this is a screenshot depicting fictional anime characters of childlike appearances and says loli/shotas with any kind of sexual framing is not allowed. This applies to VTubers and within games where avatars are uploaded, such as VR chat, with childlike avatars, even if the broadcaster and operator of the avatar is above the age of 18. Any humor regarding anything sexual in relation to minors will result in immediate action on your account. And it says, stating you are below the age of 13 anywhere on Twitch, even if intended to be humorous, will result in your account being permanently deactivated in accordance with applicable laws. So you can kind of see like Shondo's character definitely falls into that lolly vibe there. So let's see what some of the people on Reddit got to say. Domgi says, what is, quote, sexual framing exactly? This is really the question, right? Because like sometimes what's sexual to one person is not to the other person. So this is where we're getting into like vague territory here, right? So Kanai says, whatever they want it to mean at any given time, it's going to be so subjective and broad and basically meaningless. Exir says, it's Shondover. If only they put this much effort into real issues. Kind of feels like Twitch has taken some shots on Shondo. They're not naming Shondo specifically. Will this change the landscape of VTubers on Twitch going forward? Who knows, really? All right, on to our next piece of newsy news. This is Salmon Lordette. Salmon Lordette was a female English virtual YouTuber associated with VTuber as Generation 2.5 talent. All right, why are we talking about Salmon Lordette? Well, Salmon Lordette, she graduated from VTuber and she became Relia Lace. So, as Relia Lace, she is going on an indefinite hiatus, guys. This is a pin post that says, indefinite hiatus announcement. With that, I officially conclude my career as a VTweeter. Thank you for coming along with me on this silly little journey. I'll see you all next time. It says here, Rello, my adorable minions. So in order to pursue my dreams and explore new opportunities, I will be ceasing all VTuber activities indefinitely as Relia Lace on October 31st. There will be no graduation stream, as it just doesn't feel right to have one without ever streamed as Relia. I will die a VTweeter. Leading up to the hiatus, I will be participating in various events and collaborations with my friends and fellow VTubers, and I will be opening up Marshmallow for any questions you may have. I know this may come as a shock, especially to those silly minions who have been eagerly awaiting my return. I'm sorry for this sudden announcement, but like last time, I want to assure you that my dedication to streaming and the love I hold for you all has not changed. No matter where I go, I know we will find each other again. I want to thank you for supporting me and making my dreams come true. I truly wouldn't be here without all of you. This journey hasn't always been easy, but I'm really looking forward to this next chapter, and I hope you will come along with me. When we meet again, let me welcome you home with some apple juice and lots of kisses. Love, Relia Lace. People are speculating, what does this mean? This is posted on the virtual YouTube subreddit, posted by El Cilantro, and says, although she never officially debuted, Relia Lace was always a hoot whenever she would collab with other VTuber, and her ASMR videos were a nice listen. She used to be known as Salmon Lordette back when she was an indie in her short time in VReverie. After she left VReverie, management of course kept her IP that was originally hers, and she had to start over as Relia Lace. Looking at her announcement and the words she is saying, it makes me think she may have joined a corpo. Hope it turns out like VReverie's Erika Bayako when she did become Pixel Link's Kanayanagi. Juan says, based on her hints, she's definitely joined a corpo and will be rebuilding. No graduation, indefinite hiatus. Just like last time, my dedication to streaming has not changed. No matter where I go, I know we'll find each other again. I guess the only thing I will say to Salmon/Relia is to make a throwaway account or tell mods to spread the word about your debut so old fans don't suffer just because of KFAB. Help them so they help you, all that stuff. Yeah, so there we go. So Relia Lace is going on an indefinite hiatus. Where and when we'll see her again, unclear. But this is something we just got to keep our eyes peeled for. Okay, friends? Okay, on to our next piece of newsy news. This is Hinokuma Ren. And Hinokuma Ren is a female Japanese virtual YouTuber associated with 774 Inc. So why are we talking about Hinokuma Ren? Well, this is posted on the virtual YouTuber subreddit, posted by Ferric Azure says, Hinokuma Ran is graduating from 774 Inc. and going independent on the 28th of this month. So this is the graduation document, and this is the document translated. And it says here, okay, announcement regarding the independence of Hinokuma Ran. Thank you very much for your continued support of Nanashink. Regarding our affiliated talent, Hinokuna Ran, we would like to inform you that she will be graduating from Nanashi Inc. and becoming independent on October 28th, 2024. After receiving his request to graduate and become independent, we have many discussions and have come to a mutually agreed decision respecting his wishes. This is a machine translated, guys. This is not going to be perfect, but anyways. As for the various accounts related to Hinokuna Ran, such as YouTube and X, formerly Twitter, she will be managing them herself after she becomes independent, so we would appreciate your continued warm support. Once again, we'd like to express our sincere gratitude for your support of Nanashiku's Hinokuma Ran so far. We would appreciate your continued support and encouragement for Hinokuna Ran and the Nanashiku talents. Let's see what the good people on Reddit got to say. Begnanaka says, looks like she's following Soru Patra's footsteps as an independent. Man, I thought Hinokuma Ran is going to stop her activities altogether. Lord of Fire says, I'm getting kind of worried for 774 Inc. at this point. They seem to have lost a lot of members since their first post-merge wave. To those who don't follow 774 that much, let me give you a little recap. That last wave I mentioned debuted on April 22nd, 2023. 3 days later, Huma Wat announced graduation. On May 9th, Suyu Patra announced that she had bought off her IP and was going indie. Then on May 29th, Ora Rakuta announced she was suspending her activities as a talent indefinitely and would be involved in management from now on. Then in early December, Ina Ru, one of the members of the last wave, was terminated. On December 20th, it is announced that Anna Kojo will graduate on February 2nd. Then nothing for a while, until mid-March, when a double whammy happens. On 18, it's announced that Shiso Chris will graduate at the end of May, and 1 day later, it's announced that Ora Raku will leave the company entirely at the end of the month, effectively graduating. Then Shisu Kiki graduated in June, and now this. So anyways, so that's what's happening with Hinokuna Ran. They are going indie. Sounds like they're keeping their IP and their socials, so definitely go support them if you can. All right, on to our next piece of newsy news. This is Harper, and Harper is a neon froggy VTuber. Okay, so Harper says, hey Twitch, I'd really like to know why I got content warning for last night's stream. I had a onesie on with the normal amount of chest shown. I do not see why I got flagged. If you're not capable of telling us why we got an infraction, what do you possibly expect us to do? This is a Twitch chat support. Hi there, I have no idea where to reach out for this. I got a content classification, sexual themes from my latest stream today, and I'd like to know as to why or if it's an error so I can make sure to avoid doing it. With being so vague, I have no idea. And this person says, I understand you're concerned about content classification. Yes, please. Because everything going on, I'd be extra careful today. I would have for sure thought there would be no reasoning for this, so I'd like to get more info to clarify the situation. I'm sorry, but our team cannot tell you if your content is appropriate to broadcast. Please make sure to review our terms of service and community guidelines to determine if your content is allowed on Twitch. Our general rule of thumb is, if you're unsure if something is appropriate, err on the side of caution. This definitely seems like a bot. And this says, well, what I mean is that there has to be someone I can email or talk to, right? I mean, like I said, I'm doing what I can to make sure there are no issues, but without getting some light on the situation, I'm afraid it's just going to happen again. I kindly ask you to review our terms of service community guidelines to avoid any mistakes. I see. Well, thank you for your time. You're welcome. Is there anything else I can do for you today? No, thanks. That's it. Thanks. So it's just, yeah, man, like it would be so nice to talk to a human being, you know, it would really be wonderful. But I'm like, okay, I've been hit so many times by this while being fully covered. No clue what Twitch is doing, and they won't provide any guidance. Lost my VOD each time this happens. It sucks. It sucks. Because sometimes I do some really funny drawings, and I'm like, ah, man, I lost it all. And then Harper says, it's so dumb. Unless you tell people what they did wrong, what the hell do they expect to happen? Yeah, so it's really dumb, guys. It just, the sexual content slap, it's so annoying. Oh my God, it's so annoying. Anyways, I've been in sexy jail before, so it's not a fun time. I think you look adorable, Harper, so keep on keeping on. You got this, okay? Gambete. All right, on to our next piece of newsy news. Okay, this one's going to take some explaining. Okay, so this is Zion Lanza. Zion Lanza was a female English virtual YouTuber affiliated with NIJISANJI's 7th wave, okay? Zion Lanza became Sayu, who's independent. So, to make this extra confusing, this is Kunai Nakasato, who was a female virtual YouTuber affiliated with NIJISANJI's 9th Wave TTT. Kunai became Sunny Explosion, so who's an independent VTuber. Okay, so I feel like I needed to explain this to you. Okay, so Zion became Sayu, Kunai became Sunny Explosion. So both of them used to work for NIJISANJI, right? So under their other personas, they both used to work for Niji. And Niji has this like really weird thing of like when you leave the company, it's like you essentially have been blacklisted. Like don't talk to anyone, right? So it kind of becomes like a lonely existence, right? You're not allowed to talk to any of your coworkers or ex-coworkers, and it becomes like it's like really, really strange. So anyways, there has been some kind of good news that came out of this, right? It's posted on the Kurosanji subreddit, and this is posted by Coast Channel. And it says, might be the fastest ex-liver interaction with Sayu since Sunny came back. This really wholesome to see. So Sayu says, okay, I'm going to be honest. This Japan trip is going so poorly. I've never regretted going so much in my life, LOL, not since living here. It's raining, but it's humid, and the weather looks like it did when I was in Nagita, so the PTSD is hitting hard. Sorry for the doom, but I just feel, right? And then Sunny says, I hope things look up for you there, crying face. The weather should be clear up soon, and the real adventures can begin. Hugs. So they're interacting, guys. And then Sayu says, thank you, Sunny. I hope so. You'll bring the sun to me. So it's very sweet. It's like, oh, like it's nice to see like ex-coworkers interacting, especially because a lot of people wouldn't talk to Sayu for a long time. So it's nice that we're seeing some interactions here, and it's very wholesome. Twilight says, ... these gals are gonna be happy together, and I love to see it. Sunny, Sayu! Hot Dog says, this is just what I needed after reading the previous post. Feels nice seeing more positivity. So anyways, it's really nice. It's nice to see ex-livers interacting with each other. And I think that's like, who knows? This could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship, right, guys? Okay, anyways, that's it. That's the end of the VTuber Newsy News. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know it was a lot, but I appreciate your patience. And yeah, anyways, please hit the like, smash subscribe, give me a hug, and go support me on Twitch if you can. Okay, friends, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a fabulous day. Take care. Mwah! Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching the video. Shout out to my patrons that help make these videos possible. If you want to help support the channel, you can always join my Patreon, subscribe to me on Twitch, or become a member on YouTube. I also have links to merch in the description below. As always, I appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah!